Here we have a tale of two Captain Americas. This one is Commander Steve Rogers, and this one is Captain America, but it's Bucky Barnes. 'Tis the season to be shopping at Ollie's because I found these two Captain Americas sitting on the shelves and I couldn't help myself because one, Captain America is cool, and two, I don't have a Captain America shield and I think I can use that for just about every action figure thing that I can possibly think of. It's just a fun accessory. So imagine my dilemma when I saw these two versions of Captain America. Now initially I just only grabbed this Commander Steve Rogers one because, well, we'll get into that a little bit later, but I thought the shield was different. I wasn't initially drawn to the Bucky Captain America, but I just saw how shiny he was, and I just really couldn't resist. So let's talk about each of these figures individually, and then we'll talk about them as a group. You ready? Let's do this. So here we have Commander Steve Rogers. This is a very almost MCU-inspired suit. Now, here's just one thing before we continue any farther with any of these Marvel Legends things, is that I'm not too sure exactly where the majority of these outfits or costumes or suits come from. I'm just going based on what I think looks cool and how they work and operate as an action figure. So when I see this guy, I see him as more of an MCU version of Captain America, but knowing that there's probably some lore, some history behind why this all exists. His boots are a little bit chunky. This isn't the best knee movement that I've ever seen in my life, but it's also not the worst. Same with the elbows. We get a really good flex on those elbows, but you're probably wondering then, how does the shield work? You remove it from the back and you can see that there's a peg here, but when you flip it up, you've got this clip that goes over the wrist. And particularly with this one, there are some cuffs on his gloves that you just have to push down just a slight bit so that you can get a nice seal, a nice click around those wrists so that you have the shield very tightly secured. I haven't noticed any problems with this falling off, and even the mechanism to flip back and forth seems like it's solid. It won't just kind of go willy-nilly any which way. You have to move it. Like, there's two different modes. There's like a click and a click. Now, since we are talking about the shield, when I was looking at the box for this, I thought, hey, cool, translucent parts for a Captain America. And again, I'm guessing it's probably some Stark technology or something like that. If you know why this shield is see-through translucent, please let me know in the comment section right now, because that's just kind of fun to know. But when I looked at it on the box, and because this was a windowless box, it had a frost to it, and I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was just kind of a neat way to reinterpret Captain America's shield a little bit, but when I got it out of the box, I have to admit, it was a little disappointing. It was just a little too see-through. I don't know if that makes sense. It was just a little too transparent, and I don't know how well this comes across on camera, but if I get it really close, you can see right in the middle there's a number, it's number 2. I'm guessing it's part of the lots or the batches. It just kind of breaks the illusion a little bit. But after kind of realizing that that's a little silly because not most people are gonna be like this far away from Captain America's shield, I did appreciate how well the application of the translucency was done on the shield. So you do get a nice translucency throughout, because I'm guessing there is paint on there. It's probably some kind of translucent paint. I'm not too familiar with how the whole translucency thing works, but it looks really cool when it's done right, and I think the paint applications it's just that one little part in the center that holds it all together. I just can't unsee it now. Now, the other cool thing about this Captain America is the face sculpt. It looks very, I don't know, gruff. It's angry to a degree, but not like evil villain angry, if that makes any sense. It's like determined or like down and out, but we're gonna get back on our feet and fight till the end on this one. It has a lot of great movement in the head, up and down, swivel all around. Where we're not getting a lot of great movement, and something that I've been used to through G.I. Joe Classified, other action figures, is the butterfly joints. And you can see here that there are no butterfly joints of this Captain America. The shoulders are pretty tight on this, and the strap along his back to hold the shield, it doesn't get in the way, but you don't get a sense that he's a very flexible figure in the upper half. He does have that T ab crunch in the front. It does come forward quite a bit there, but for the most part, we've got a pretty standard set of articulation on this figure. I wouldn't say it goes above and beyond. I think you're just getting this figure for the cool costume. I mean, this is a cool costume. For me, personally, I like the look of this costume. You know, like, there's just some areas where it feels like this is an older figure, and things have been done better since. But if you're looking for this type of look for Captain America, I don't think you can do any better. Just know that you're going to be limited in your options. Now, I know I seem like I'm a little bit down on this figure, but I think the overall composition of him works really well. So I like this figure. I think I'm going to display him in the shelf back here somewhere. But there's another Captain America. It's a tale of two Captain Americas, remember. So we're going to get the Bucky Barnes Captain America, and we'll compare them. So here we go. This is Bucky Barnes Captain America. Now, again, I'm not somebody who knows the lore behind the outfit, the superhero suit, but to me, first impressions is it looks like my color copier ran out of ink and it just defaulted to the black ink. So we have this blaster right here, very futuristic, very sci-fi. And then we also have this knife right here. Ooh, that's a tough one to get in focus, but this little knife here will fit in his holster on this side as well as the sheath on that. And the knife is very flexible. I figure if I'm going to put that into his sheath, it's going to stay there forever because, well, it's going to get bent, I'm guessing. Now, the other thing that this Captain America comes with are two fists, because you got to punch Hydra in the face there, but his stock hands, he has one hand that is just able to hold things, so like the knife, and then he does have the trigger finger hand so that he can hold his gun. Now let's talk about the shield, because it has the same feature as the other Commander Rogers Captain America figure. It does flip back and forth. And unlike the real Captain America shield, this won't return to you. But yes, this does flip back and forth. It has a nice satisfying click between positions. And this is very shiny. It is very metallic. I love the look of this shield in particular. But there's some interesting ways that you can see how this was manufactured, because at this end right here, the very top of the screen, you can see this is likely where the mold was met, where there was some venting or where it got injected into the mold. And you can even see it more. I'm guessing that's probably the injection point, and that is a vent of sorts. I don't mind those inconsistencies. I think it's kind of cool. It's just part of the toy world. Let's get back to the figure. We covered the accessories, so many more than the Commander Rogers one. We got hands, weapons, better shield, at least in my book, but we need to talk about the figure some. And objectively, this is also a better figure. He has some butterfly joints where he can really ratchet back, and it is kind of impressive just how forward his shoulders can go forward. That is like the marked difference between these two, other than, of course, the outfit. This is also a pinless figure, which is kind of funny because of any figure could have gotten away with like the pinned version. It's probably this one because it would just be black pins in there. But no, they're pinless, which is great. And if we look and we see, we got so much more range of motion with the feet and the arms. We've got just a lot more ability with this Bucky Barnes Captain America. And not only that, but the boot does swivel, so you can move his leg all the way around if you wanted to. And when it comes to the head, we lose some of that articulation that the Commander Rogers one had, but it is a much more classic Captain America if we just look at it from this angle here. And it reminds me of that video game that I used to play at the arcades a million years ago. That's the kind of Captain America I remember. Outfit on this is just really interesting to me because you have such shiny, glossy metallics, and then it just goes matte black for the rest of it. Again, I'm very curious about the origins of this suit, so if you know the origins of the Bucky cap suit, the one I'm holding here, just leave it in the comment section below. So we have two very different Captain Americas, and I like them both for different reasons, but I am going to crown a winner. I actually like the Commander Rogers one, even with its faults and all. The biggest difference that I would do for this one, it's just one very simple change, and I will show you exactly how I would change this figure. I would take the shield from Bucky Cap, and I would give it to our Commander Rogers, and now I have a really awesome example of a Captain America that I'm going to display on my shelves. This might not be comic book accurate, but I think it just looks cool. If this very glossy metallic blue was carried out for the entirety of the Bucky Cap, I think this would probably be my favorite, but the fact that it just seems like it kind of stops and it turns into a different character is, I don't know, just not my thing. But if we're talking about just an action figure, this is objectively the better action figure because it comes with more accessories and it comes with just so many more options and nice features. So yeah, this is my pick. Like it or not, this is the Captain America look that I like, that it's gonna go in my display stand over there. So I don't know, you let me know if I'm crazy, picking that version of Captain America to put in my display stand, or if there's a better one. The Secret Wars one that's coming up looks pretty cool, very classic, very vintage, but I don't think I pre-ordered it in time, so I'm just gonna have to roll the dice and hope for chance on that one. So thanks for coming along on my tale of two Captain Americas. I think there's a very vast difference between the two, so it was really interesting comparing them because they bear the same title, the same mantle. And if you like discussions and comparisons about action figures, I've got a lot of action figures, and if you like action toys in general, you're going to even like these two walls of Nerf and other collectibles and action figures that not are in the 6-inch scale. So you should definitely hit that subscribe button, that follow button, that whatever button it takes to get more videos, because the videos are not stopping. And if you're in a position to help the channel financially, you can hit the membership button and you can get access to monthly videos, a little peek behind the scenes of what goes on at the Ri-Fi channel. So that's all I know for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.